A Division III college athlete just clocked 9.89 seconds in the 100 meters. 0 scholarship offers, 0 D1 programs, 0 elite training facilities. Just a kid out of Wisconsin who every major program took one look at and passed, and he just became the fastest man in the world in 2026. When Noah Lyles caught wind of this, he said something that tells you everything about the state of sprinting today. We will get there, but first, you need to understand just how impossible this story actually is. Because 9.89 seconds matches Noah Lyles for bronze at the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo. Not third in his age bracket, not third among college sprinters, third on the planet against every professional sprinter on Earth. And Sam Blaskowski pulled it off without a single dollar in scholarship money. Oshkosh, Wisconsin. Not a town you connect with, world-class sprinting. Not a place known for producing athletes who compete at the top of the sport. Just an ordinary Midwestern town where kids grow up playing football and baseball and soccer, and almost none of them ever think about running in a straight line for a paycheck. Sam Blaskowski grew up there. Flag football, basketball, indoor soccer, competitive swimming. That was his lineup as a kid. In high school, he played fall baseball, and the day he got cut from the basketball roster, he picked up track. Just like that. No plan, no destiny. Just a kid looking for something to fill the winter months. And then something unusual started happening. He was fast. Genuinely fast. As a senior, he ran 10.83 seconds in the 100 meters. And 21.99 in the 200. He won Wisconsin state titles in both, and he added the long jump title on top. 3 state titles in his senior year. That has to get D1 coaches paying attention, right? Surely the phone was ringing. The only coach who picked up the phone was Nicholas Gordon, the long jump coach at Wisconsin La Crosse, a Division III school. The same school both of his parents attended. The same school 1 mile from where his grandparents lived. Every D1 program in America just kept scrolling. Think about that. 3 state titles, and the only offer waiting for him was from a D3 school, where athletes do not even receive scholarship money. Not a reduced one, not a partial deal. 0. The message from the college athletic system was about as clear as it gets. You are not good enough for us. Wisconsin La Crosse, Division III. The level nobody watches. The level where your times mean nothing to the Diamond League. The level where winning a national title means almost nothing to the wider world. Blaskowski shows up and starts breaking records immediately. As a freshman, he wins the D3 national title in the 100 meters. Then he wins it again, and again, and again. 4 straight national titles in the 100 meters, 3 more in the 60 meters, 3 more in the 200. By graduation, he has 11 individual D3 national titles. One of the greatest D3 sprint careers in American history, and almost nobody outside Division III cares. Because here is the harsh truth. Winning D3 nationals in the 100 meters means running around 10.2 to 10.4 seconds. That is genuinely fast. But it is not close to the times you need to make a world championship final. The space between D3 nationals and the Olympic trials is enormous. The space between D3 nationals and worlds is a whole other planet. The question nobody can really answer is whether Blaskowski is elite or just the fastest of the slow guys. Is he world-class talent the system passed on, or the best of a weak field who hits a wall the second real competition shows up? Nobody knows yet. Then he goes to the 2024 Olympic trials and lines up against the best 100-meter sprinters in America. He hangs with them. He does not make the team, but he belongs on that track. And for the first time, the athletics world beyond Wisconsin starts paying attention. But then comes the chapter of this story almost nobody knows. The chapter that tells you everything about who Sam Blaskowski actually is. After closing out his college career with 11 national titles, Blaskowski has a decision to make. He wants to turn pro. He wants to know if he is actually world-class. He wants to train under the best coaches and settle for good whether the system was wrong. To do that, he has to relocate to Florida and sign on with Star Athletic, run by Dennis Mitchell, one of America's most respected sprint coaches. He coached Sha'Carri Richardson to the 2023 world title. He works with Kenny Bednarek. He has built careers out of raw talent. Mitchell's group runs out of Florida. Blaskowski is up in Wisconsin. No money. No sponsor, no pro contract. So he picks up a job at a small regional airport, works through the offseason, banks every dollar he can. Then he packs everything up and moves to Florida to chase a dream that everyone outside his own corner thinks is crazy. A kid who spent 4 full years stacking up D3 titles the world ignored is now clocking shifts at an airport to bankroll his shot at the world stage. That detail alone tells you everything. He gets to Florida. He trains with Mitchell. He trains next to Sha'Carri Richardson and Kenny Bednarek, the fourth-place finisher at the 2025 World Championship. Professional athletes with Olympic and World Championship experience. And something starts happening in practice that Mitchell picks up on right away. This kid belongs here. Going into the 2026 season, his personal best is 10.05 seconds. Fast, but not world class. He runs 5 races early in the year, 3 at altitude. He does not break 10. He does not finish higher than 3rd in any race. The doubters line up. Maybe he really is just a D3 kid. Maybe the Olympic trials run was the ceiling. Maybe pulling shifts at an airport to fund a Florida move was the bravest dumb call anyone in American sprinting has ever made. And then May 30th, 2026 arrives. Now, before I give you the time he ran, take a second and think about Noah Lyles. Because Lyles has spent years repeating to anyone who would hear him out that this sport needs more people. That track has to pull in new fans, new communities, new faces. That the athletes grinding in the dark, the ones who never get the spotlight, are the real backbone of the whole thing. He has put it in interviews. He has put it online. Track is for everyone. Speed does not look at what college you went to. Speed does not pull up your scholarship status before deciding who gets to be elite. And then a kid with 0 scholarship dollars out of Wisconsin runs the exact same time Lyles himself ran for the bronze at the World Championship. Want to guess what Lyles would say if he saw that time? He would tell you this is precisely what he has been preaching for years. This is precisely why he fights so hard to get this sport noticed. Because Sam Blaskowski is living evidence that talent does not only show up inside D1 programs and Nike contracts and Olympic pipeline. Sometimes it shows up in a kid clocking shifts at a regional airport in Wisconsin, putting every dollar away, betting it all on himself. Drop it in the comments below. Did you ever picture a D3 kid working an airport job becoming one of the fastest men on the planet? I want to know if anyone saw this coming. May 30th, 2026, Cleveland, Tennessee. Music City Track Carnival. Sam Blaskowski lines up in the 100 meters. He runs 9.89 seconds. 9.89. His first legal sub-10 second run. He skipped the 9.9s entirely. Went from 10.05 straight to 9.89 in a single race. Fastest American in 2026. Tied for second fastest in the world this season. Now let me set that number against the field, because it has to land. At the 2025 World Athletics Championships in Tokyo, the best 100-meter final in years, Oblique Seville took gold in 9.77. Keishane Thompson grabbed silver in 9.82. And Noah Lyles, 8-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, the most dominant sprinter of his generation, clocked 9.89 for the bronze. The exact same time Sam Blaskowski just ran in Tennessee, the same 9.89 that landed Lyles on the World Championship podium. If Blaskowski had been on that start line, he ends up 3rd in the world. A kid with 0 scholarship dollars, 11D, 3 national titles nobody outside Wisconsin paid attention to. An airport job that funded his move south. 3rd at Worlds. He cut from 10.05 down to 9.89 inside a single race. Dennis Mitchell was not surprised. He said this was what training had been pointing at. That Blaskowski had this in him, and that it was just a question of when. And there is one more piece of this run the mainstream athletics world has been tiptoeing around. It has to be said straight. 9.89 seconds makes Sam Blaskowski the fastest white sprinter the sport has ever produced. In more than 60 years of professional sprinting, nobody who looks like him has ever clocked faster. That is not a small piece of trivia. That is a historic mark that lifts this performance into a completely separate tier. 9.89. Say it one more time. A D3 kid from Wisconsin who worked an airport job just clocked 9.89 seconds. After the race, Blaskowski put up one sentence on Instagram. Breaking 10 was not just the goal. It had become an obsession. Years of sacrifice, hard work, discipline, and self-belief converging on the track. No speech, no call-out list of doubters. Just a man who understood exactly what the road had cost him and wanted everybody reading it to understand it too. Years of sacrifice. Think about what that means for him. 4 years of D, 3 nationals the world ignored. Working an airport job to fund his dream. Living down in Florida, away from family, away from the grandparents who live 1 mile off the lacrosse campus, away from everything comfortable and familiar. All of that for one number, 9.89. And the people who passed on him. The D1 coaches who scrolled right past his high school times. The programs that never bothered calling. They are all seeing that number tonight. Los Angeles, 2028 is 2 years away. Blaskowski will be 25. Prime year. Home Olympics on American soil. The 100-meter final in a country that loves an underdog more than any other place on earth. The kid every program looked past now ranks among the 2 fastest men in the world. So here is what I want you to give me in the comment. Los Angeles, 2028. Sam Blaskowski makes the American team. He steps onto the Olympic 100-meter start line on home soil in front of 80,000 people who know his story. Does he medal? Does he prove for good that the D1 programs which ignored him made the single worst recruiting call in American sprinting history? Drop your answer below. I read every comment.